Hello, Namaskar, good evening. Welcome to NCERT's live interactive session. This is Simran Singh. You all are watching us on PM eVidya, channel number 6 to 12. You can also connect with us through our YouTube channel that you all know, it's NCERT Official. So yours, it's about 5 PM on your watch, and for another half an hour, that is from 5 to 5:30, we regularly conduct our Sahyog sessions, where we try to enhance mental well-being and provide psychosocial support to all our students and viewers watching our session. So we always come up with amazing topics in our Sahyog sessions. Today we are going to discuss about life skill education, the way to enhance values in students. Now, what are life skills? What are values? How they are interrelated with each other? And elaborating more on this concept, we are joined by two experts from Bhubaneswar. Let me introduce them to all our viewers. In the conversation, we have with us Ms. Shivani Dora. Namaskar, ma'am. Good evening.
Namaskar to all our viewers.
A very warm welcome in the session. Ma'am is Junior Project Fellow, DCGC RIE Bhubaneswar. We also have with us our practicing counselor from Bhubaneswar, Ms. Rajalakshmi Panda. Namaskar, ma'am. Good evening.
Namaskar.
Ma'am is also serving as Deputy Director at KIIT University. A very warm welcome to both our experts in this session, and a warm welcome to all our viewers who have connected with us in our live interaction. Throughout this session, if you have any of the queries, so feel free to reach out to us in the comment section of NCERT Official. Besides, here is our contact number flashing on your screens. Kindly note down this number, that is 8800440559. Apart from that, we'll try to answer all your queries, but still, if any of your questions remain unanswered, so note down our mail ID as well. It is sahyog.ncert@ciet.nic.in. So let's begin our discussion on life skill education, the way to enhance values in students. So very quickly, I'd like to invite Rajalakshmi ma'am in the conversation and get to know more about life skills. Ma'am.
Namaskar. Good afternoon once again to all our viewers. I'm thankful to NCERT, the Sahyog and Simran ma'am, and all our Regional Institute of Education and all the faculty members who have given me this opportunity to speak on life skills, because life skills are very important, life skill training, life skill education. And before going to life skills, I would like to say that skill, what do we mean by skill? Skill is a special ability which we acquire from training, from specific training. So when we are skilled, we are better in performing many activities. So life skills are such abilities for adaptive and positive behavior that enable human to deal effectively with the demands and challenges of life. In other words, these are skills which help in development of psychosocial competence among students. Life skills are the skills which enriches, which empowers, and which enables the students to be better human beings. So life skill education is very important for us.
Very important for all of us. Now coming over to Shivani ma'am, as we are discussing about life skill education, I think it's important to also know about values at the same time. Shivani ma'am, could you help us with that?
Yes, definitely. Well, values is very much important nowadays, and for students it is very much important, because values is a major concept, is a very much meaningful concept the student must learn, because without values there is nothing. Nothing can be possible without values. Values should be it should be initiated from their inside, otherwise it can't helpful, because they have to develop themselves. For their development, values are very necessary, and values are enduring beliefs about an ideal mode of behavior, and values are habits formed within a span of time which are difficult to change, and values are learned in the childhood as characteristics and predisposition, which are strengthened as life skills in adolescence. So it is very much important. So values has a lots of values.
Now we know what. Sure. Now we know what are life skills and what are values and why they are so important. But here, Rajalakshmi ma'am, I have this query. How could we relate both of them? Like how are life skills associated with values?
Yeah. So, ma'am, as Sipani ma'am has pointed out, values are enduring beliefs. So, in the childhood, when a child is growing up, at the time there are parental beliefs, there are community beliefs, and slowly and steadily these beliefs are imparted as values in the child. So, the child doesn't forms a habit of values, like values of time management, values of honesty, values of curiosity, values like accountability, respect, empathy, determination, open-mindedness, open communication, then sharing, then manners, love, responsibility, and then perseverance. So all these are values which are the child is taught, and in the childhood we have value education in the school, where from class 1 to 5 I think this value education is taught, and this becomes enduring beliefs. It becomes a system, a life system for the children. But when in the adolescent, it turns to life skills, because now values have already been taught, and the child is growing up, and the child has his own way of taking decisions. The child is in a phase of transition, that is adolescent phase, where the child questions and thinks of his own internal belief system. At that time, this life skill help the child to be good human beings. So values and life skills are related in that sense, that values are taught in the childhood and life skills are taught in the adolescent.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much for apprising our viewers about that, as we are discussing about life skill education. So, ma'am, could you also inform us about some of the main life skills, like the important life skills that are required in the life of a student that should be inculcated by all the children watching our session?
Yeah. So, you see, ma'am, life skills are majorly, there are 10 life skills which are taught in the school, and these are self-awareness. Then I will be talking about one by one, but first let me introduce the skills. That is self-awareness, critical thinking, creative thinking, then developing communication skills, empathy, interpersonal skills, and then problem solving, decision making, coping with stress, and coping with emotions. These are 10 major life skills which are taught in the class, or which are dealt in with the students. So when we come to the categories of it, these are 3 types of categories. One is social skills, another is thinking skills, third one is emotional skills. Social skills, as the name says, social skills, it enhances the social sociability in the students, and thinking skill, it enhances the power to think or reason, and emotional skills, it enhances the ability to handle emotions. So these are 3 types, categories of skills. If we go to one by one of it, so self-awareness, if we go, then in the social skills, we have self-awareness. Self-awareness is knowing oneself. It is recognition of one's self, and in that we deal with students in a SWOT analysis, that is strength, weakness, opportunity, and threat analysis, through which the student comes to know about his strength, his weaknesses, and he tries and he is motivated to focus on the strength, to develop himself on the strength aspect, and then to reduce the weaknesses, trying to reduce the weaknesses, where looking at the opportunities and threats, developing himself to a better human being. So you see, self-awareness makes the child feel empowered, makes the child know what he can do, what he is able to do. and from he can to he will, and he is actually doing. So self-awareness helps the student. And many of the adolescent mass, they are confused, they lack the self-esteem because they are being compared, they are being challenged, they feel a helplessness. So development of self-awareness helps them to be significant adults. Then comes to our empathy. Empathy is one skill where it is a social skill, because empathy is putting oneself into the other's shoe, or knowing the other, or is the ability to understand the other's point of view. Many times we think from our point of view, so there are conflicts, so there are arguments, but when we start thinking from the other point of view, we can know the others situation. We are able to understand the situation of the other. It helps us to be compassionate, and it helps in resolving conflict when we have conflict. So if we are empathetic, when we have developed the skill of empathy, then we can always think of resolving the conflict in knowing the other person's perspective. And then enhances our quality, it enhances our quality of life. Many of the time we can avoid arguments, we can avoid conflicts, and we can have a very good understanding with the other person, we can have a very good social life. Then if we go to interpersonal skills, it says about knowing self and also knowing the other person, so that in the society we are connected with the other person, we are in a group and we enjoy togetherness, and we have all the people around, and there is much understanding between us. So these are values only which are termed as life skills, and which helps us to be better human beings. Then we have communication skills. These are very important communication skills. When you see, communication can be of many types, that is verbal, non-verbal skills. And in communication skills, if you see, non-verbal skills are more important, or they take major part than the verbal communication. Verbal communication is of two types. One is your written skills, another is spoken skills. And these skills help the person to convey his message to the other. And non-verbal communication, if you see, that takes 97% of our communication is non-verbal. So it is so effective, it is so important, because our gestures, our postures, our eye contact, our body language, the way we carry ourselves, our personality, it affects our communication. So when we are interacting with the other person, our non-verbal skills, it takes a major person. If I say something like, I like you, and I am giving a facial expression of I like you, then the other person always thinks whether she likes me or she is not liking me. How come she said like this? So this is something where non-verbal communication and verbal communication skills, they are in the social skill category, where they help us to be a social human being, to interact with the other person in an effective manner, to understand the other person, to be a very good social human being. Then when we come to the thinking skills, how thinking skills are very important. Thinking skill, it enables us, it empowers us, it enriches us. So if you say problem solving skills, to deal with problems in a constructive way, various steps are there. When we have a problem, we can solve the problem in various steps. First is your identifying the problem. What is the problem? That we identify. We make the students learn how to solve the problem, that is problem solving skill, which is imparted through life skill education. So identifying the problem, explaining alternatives. So I have a problem, there are so many alternatives, what is the best alternative or best option to choose, and deciding on the best possible solution. We go for, we empower the students. So you see, when making a career decision, in the adolescent, they are very much confused with the careers, and with this problem solving skill, we can empower the student with the various options that are available, and looking at his aptitude, looking at his ability, which is very much overpowering, he can always choose his career, and he can be in a well placed, he can get a good placement. If he is not knowing his own abilities or aptitude, if he is not having this ability to solve the problem, then he will be confused, he will go astray. So that is problem solving skill. Then coming to decision making. Decision making is to choose from various options, and based upon existing knowledge, keeping in mind the positive and negative consequences of each of the options, looking at the pros and cons, then choosing the right option. Okay, going for the best decision. I have many abilities, but if I do everything, I will be the jack of all trades, master of none. So if I am dancing well, if I am singing well, if I am good in studies, so what is that which is very much overpowering in me, where I can mix with my studies, like my ability to dance or my ability to sing, some of the option. I cannot be going for every option, and I am choosing the right options. That is decision making. Then coming to creative thinking. All of us know that creativity is something producing a new thing. It is not only Einstein, it is not only it is not only our
Artists.
or creative thinkers who have done so much, or who have invented very new things, but all of us have some of the creativity which is hidden in us. So when we know about the special ability in us, we can engage ourselves in creative thinking, and much of our energy which is wasted if we do not find our own special ability. Then coming to your critical thinking, this is a skill which engages us in analyzing information and experiencing it in an objective manner. And then it helps us in knowing the factors that influence our attitudes and behavior. It helps us to analyze a situation where someone is, like if someone is too friendly. So if I have the ability to think critically, I can always think why someone is very friendly. Is there any intention behind? Will it be wrong if I believe in so much in that person? So the ability to think critically always makes us take a step with proper judgment. So it saves us, it helps us. And then coming to emotional skills. Emotional skills are coping with stress, coping with emotions, which are very much necessary, because you know that stress is so much there when the child is growing up, physically, emotionally, psychologically, socially, and educationally also. They are having lots of burden, lots of changes. So they are facing a phase where there is lot of stress, due to all the reasons. There are peer pressure, there is parental expectation. So to deal with the stress, we empower or we train with life skills, we train the students how to cope with stress, what is eustress, what is distress, and how we can handle stress, the strategies to handle stress, then how you have social, how you have the social support. Social support can be of many types, that is tangible support, that can be your informational support, there can be emotional support. So the people who can give you the support and who can help you in handling your stress. So these are some skills, emotional skills, which are also trained or which are imparted through classes, through life skills. And coping with emotions, you know about positive emotions like joy, like your happiness, all these are constructive, whereas negative emotions like sadness, anger, managing anger, all these are very much necessary, because in the adolescent stage, students have lots of emotional outbursts, and coping with emotions, learning how to cope with these emotions is very important. So all these life skills, 10 life skills with the categories of it, is social skills, thinking skills and emotional skills are only values. In a later stage, in the adolescent stage, we are imparting.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for apprising us about those three main life skills and explaining them in detail. Like what are the different kinds of stress, how to cope up with that. As we are moving forward in the discussion, viewers, we are left by the last 5 minutes in the conversation. So we were discussing about life skill education. So let's get to know in detail the importance of life skills from Shivani, ma'am.
Yes, the importance of life skill is very much, because as we know that life skill enhance the values among different sectors. So what is the thing is, अगर आपको society में relationship establish करना है, if you want to establish relationship, then life skill is very important. Without life skill, you can't develop your personality or you can adjust with the society. So it is very much necessary that you should develop the importance of life skill is very much. And self-cultivation is very much necessary during this importance of life skill, building eco-friendly system of interdependence and appreciating self and others. Because when we appreciate us and appreciating others, that is the most important, and that is the importance of life skill here.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving towards the conclusion of this session, now I would request Raj Lakshmi ma'am to please elaborate our viewers about the interconnectedness of values and life skills.
Yeah, ma'am, you see, values and life skills, these are something which I have said from the very beginning, that it empowers, it enhances, it enriches, and it enables us to be better human beings. So it is like I mentioned about the three types of skills: social and emotional and your thinking. So social skills is your heart, and then thinking skill is your head, and then it is your emotional skills, it is your hand to hand. So when we combine the head with the heart with hands, we have a good health system, that is, we are mentally and physically healthy. So happiness is when the head, heart and hand are in harmony, and which results in a good healthy life living.
As in the conversation, we are left by the last 2 minutes, so I would request Shivani ma'am for the concluding remarks very quickly.
Well, there are lots of education, and education has framing a lot of things, but this life skill education is much more important to students, and they should learn about it. They should frame into their lives, and they will develop their personality, their social skill from here. So they should implement this life skill towards their life. Then it will be better, or it will be betterment for their future and everything.
I'm sure that our viewers will take notice of that. Raj Lakshmi ma'am, any concluding words from your end?
Yeah, ma'am, if like you have said about, I can give you one example of it, like how these life skills can empower someone. Like I said that if you have thinking skills, then you have lot many friends, and friends are being so important in your life. So some friends, they will call you for a going out, and you are having a party, and they will offer you drinks. So if you have a problem solving, if you have a decision making skill where you do not want to lose your friends, at the same time you are getting yourself away from these bad habits, at that time you can motivate your friends that yes, we will always go out, we can have the eatables, we can have everything in a restaurant, but we can go for a swimming, where after swimming we can go for lunch or dinner, and you can motivate them, and you can say about the you can make them come out of the bad thing which is going to occur, and make them feel get out of the bad habits. So if you are good in that, if you have a very good friendship interpersonal skill, you can make the other understand the
Sure.
negativity or the repercussions of such bad habits, and then you can also make a good life.
Yeah, ma'am.
of
Very
yourself and
appropriately
others.
mentioned. We would have loved to continue the discussion, but due to paucity of time, it's time to wrap up this session. I would like to thank both our experts. Thank you, Shivani ma'am, and thank you, Raj Lakshmi ma'am, for explaining at length to all our viewers about the life skill education and also how it is a way to enhance values in students. And I am quite sure that by watching this session, our viewers would be able to implement such important life skills in their lives. Thank you. Thank you to everyone who has connected with this particular session of NCERT. Stay connected. Namaskar.